guess. He can be sweet and caring, but he is also a very jealous man, to the point it becomes hard to keep friends. And when you rely too much on one person, they can do a lot to you. I've taken a small piece of her fear to snack on while I listen to her. The fear isn't as intense on the day as the emergency call, but still delicious. I try to think of how I can lead the conversation towards Kosuke's triggers while still appearing caring. When do you think he started to change? Was there an event that set him off? She scratches her mug as she sorts through her memories. I think it started with small things. One time he was angry that I asked someone else for advice instead of him, but he was sick at the time. I just wanted him to rest. Even when I told him that, he continued to be angry and less responsive for 3 days. Maybe he felt threatened when he realized she didn't need him as much as he thought. It makes sense for someone with such an intense fear of abandonment as him. Then it felt like I had to ask permission for everything, even when I wanted to go on a day trip with friends. A day trip with female friends, of all things. I just felt stupid that I had to walk on eggshells all the time. First, I wanted it to be peaceful between us. Only when my friends asked me how I'd been the last 2 months did I realize there was something wrong. In the past, I met with them regularly for coffee or called them if I didn't have the time, but I hadn't done that for a while, and then it just escalated. I lowered my voice. To the point of hurting yourself? She bites her lip and nods. I try to maintain a worried expression, but it's a little difficult when I feel so elated from eating pure fear. How is it between you two? How is it now between you two? I actually broke up with him. I only had the courage while I was in the hospital. I always had my finger on the call button for the nurse, just in case. That's amazing, Miss Shiraishi. How did he take it? I was surprised he didn't message me as much. He just sent me a few messages to say that I should send someone over to get my things. It feels like he's busy with something else, or his pride is hurt. I don't know. I fully expected he would give me hell. Maybe I'm distracting him from thinking about her? Good sign for me. Have you told your friends about this? It's hard. While I was going out with him, some of them said that he felt off. Others said he was very nice. I just can't bring myself to tell them the full extent of how he hurt me. I think we had a short training course on the job about domestic violence. What did they say we should do? Don't beat yourself up. This isn't your fault. Her face crumples into tears. She silently cries as she takes the tissues I offer, her body shaking from her sobs. I think with that, I've earned her trust. I wonder how he fell for her. But it doesn't look like I can ask her about that. For now, at least, I understand that he's jealous, possessive, and dislikes anything that could imply he is replaceable. I can work with that info. I wait for her to calm down, entertain her with small talk as we finish our drinks, and say goodbye. Back at home, I mull over the things Miss Shiraishi said. While it's useful info, with Kosuke ignoring my flirtation attempts, this could take a while. This is so annoying. Miss you. When will you finally be mine? Stop giving me the cold shoulder. I groan and almost throw my phone at the wall. I need to go outside and freshen up. I stare at the people walking by, sporting neutral, tired, or happy faces as they walk with friends or family. I grind my teeth at all of them until I spot a little boy staring at a big dog waiting patiently before him. The boy's parents try to encourage their son to pet it, but I can see his fear, teeth and vicious eyes surrounding him. I'll probably never see this kid again, so I decide to tease him by using one of my abilities. Making someone do the one thing they fear, or approach the thing that they're afraid of. I point my hand at him and my vision briefly shifts to it as a faint ring of gold encircles my pupils. The boy panics as his body moves on his own, approaching the dog. He screams while he pets it, and the parents and dog owners hurriedly separate them. I laugh as I see the boy cry and the dog bark. That was a wonderful stress reliever. I walk slowly by them to eat some of his fear. I can use this ability only once per person, so I usually avoid resorting to it, but today I needed that, hee hee. During the last few weeks, I was able to change Kosuke's mind about me by making myself seem dedicated and accepting of his flaws. He's now open to my flirting, and we've even gone on a few dates. Oh yay, nice! I wonder when I can finally reap my harvest. Today at work, we were called to a house outside the city center. An elderly woman fell and couldn't stand up on her own. Her neighbor was visiting her and called us. Now we're transporting to a hospital, suspecting that she might have slipped a disc. As I fill out the form, I notice her last name is the same as Kosuke's, Arima. Ooh. You take a closer look at her facial features. Her eyes do seem to be similar to his, just maybe. I should distract her from the pain with some questions anyways. How are you feeling, Miss Arima? Oh, it does hurt, but I can manage until we arrive, young man. We will do our best. You have a nice voice. Could you keep talking? It's quite calming. I can if that will help. When I heard your last name, I was actually reminded of someone I know. That's so. I haven't met many others who carry the name Arima, apart from relatives. Maybe you're actually related. His name is Kosuke Arima. Her eyes widen and then she chuckles, which makes her wince in pain. I guess laughing isn't good right now. Maybe you met my grandson then. What a small world. I was right. I can't believe it. I might actually be able to get better info on him. He's a little taller than me, works as a psychologist, and has a dog named Daisy. She smiles warmly at me. Can you tell me how he is lately? That boy hasn't called or visited much. Doing well, Miss Arima. He cooks for me sometimes, and it's wonderful to spend time with him. Sounds like you are good friends. Actually, could you do me a favor? I can try, madam. You see, when I talk to my son, Kosuke's father, he doesn't mention Kosuke much. I'm worried that they might be drifting apart. Her gaze softens. I love having Kosuke and his siblings over. They're my cute grandchildren, after all. I've always felt like Kosuke was the clumsiest among them in communicating his needs. I can't always be there to be the bridge between them, so I would feel much better if you could help him reach out to his parents. Every child needs their parents' support, after all, even as an adult. I fake an understanding smile, but I have a hard time following her reasoning. I was born in the middle of a battlefield hundreds of years ago, only guided by instincts and an agonizing hunger for fear. My birth was probably closer to being manifest into existence. Oh, okay. I was about to ask, or like, I was wondering how he came to being. So I've never fully understood the bond between human parents and their children. I do logically understand that they care for their offspring to ensure their lineage survives, but all the emotional bonding is hard to follow. She's still looking at me. I guess she wants me to reassure her. I will see what I can do. Thank you, young man. After a while, we arrive at the hospital and safely transfer her to the hospital staff. See how Kosuke responds to this news after I'm done with work for today. It's late when I get back home. Kosuke is probably asleep, but I message him anyway. Hey, I just got home and thought of you. Also met someone you know. Put the phone on the table and get myself an after-work beer while I wait. The refreshing sound of the can opening and the foam rising as I pour it into a glass relaxes me. After a few sips, I get a message back. Hey, handsome, someone I know? It was an elderly lady living outside the center of the city with the same last name as you. She's probably your grandma. Her full name is Honoka Arima. Oh wow, that's her. How did you meet? Her neighbor called my work. Your grandma found she couldn't move well, so she got a checkup in the hospital. She was in a little pain but could speak well, so I don't think it's too serious. Wait, are you sure? This is a lot. She'll probably contact you or your parents soon. I told her I know this someone with the same last name. We started talking. She's actually a little worried about you. That's just how she usually is. I want to ask him about his relationship with his parents. How should I do this? Will he change the subject? It's a bit of a risk, but since he likes dedicated people... Your grandma is worried that you and your parents aren't keeping in touch. Is everything alright? Doesn't reply as fast as before. I bite my nail as I hope that I hadn't made a mistake in my approach. My parents are very matter-of-fact. Casual conversations aren't easy with them. Sounds complicated, I think. Act like a compassionate human, Hinata. Your grandma really wanted you guys to meet up again. If that's difficult for you, I don't mind accompanying you to meet your parents. I don't know. I'm always there for you, Kosuke, and I am pretty serious about us, so if you need support, you can count on me. There, that should sound like the dedicated and loyal person Kosuke wants. This should sound like the dedicated and loyal person Kosuke wants. You really are a blessing, Hinata. I need to think about this, but please know that this means a lot. I'm really happy we met. I make a little fist pump into the air. Perfect outcome. Satisfied. I soon fall asleep. Kosuke calls me to his apartment on my next day off to talk to me in person about his parents. I think of a few encouraging, comforting words and even a small tissue pack ready. I think that's all I need for this. So prepared. Can't help but let my eyes wander to Miss Shiraishi she sat when we first met, with a bloody towel pressed to her neck as I tasted the most delicious fear I've ever eaten in my life. Kosuke guides me to the couch, and when we sit down, I lean onto him, pushing a strand of hair behind his ear as I hum, elated from the memory. Kosuke doesn't mind me touching him anymore. So I'm here and all ears. Kosuke sighs and leans his forehead against mine. think it's the first time I'm opening up about this, but you've always shown that you care about me, so I think it's fine if it's with you. Then he takes my hand and noses his cheek into it. I'm the middle child of three. My older brother graduated from the highly regarded University of Tokyo while I graduated from Kyoto University. He was always a step ahead. While I don't think I'm doing bad as a psychologist, it always felt lacking to my parents. Even if they don't fully say it, I can feel it. My younger sister may not have graduated, but from University of Tokyo, but she has her charms and she's ensnared our parents' hearts as a social butterfly. All in all, I guess I felt like I didn't have a guaranteed place there compared to them. I think they also just might be a little afraid of me. Tell me, Hinata, do I seem intimidating? He slowly pushes me down, looking at me with cold eyes that feel like an entrance to an endless abyss. His fear morphs into spiky arms and hands, complete with growing claws. Even though they can't physically touch me, they still try to dig into my arms. Kosuke, don't I always say that I'm here for you? What does that tell you? I smile at him, ecstatic from slowly eating his fear. I guess I'm not. At least towards you. He caresses my cheek as he smiles coldly. Could it be that you're turned on? You like it when I push you down. Hey, yo! Ha! As if. I usually like being in control. But his fear, it's too much. I grab his face and pull him down to kiss him, even biting his lip. He chuckles, letting go and sitting up. Let's stop this for now. I want to tell you about my parents, after all. I sit up as well and rest my chin on his end. I do think that I react a little differently to some things compared to others. Maybe my parents have a hard time understanding why I do certain things. People usually tell me a version of their story while leaving out details that seem too intimate to them or wouldn't be favorable to them. In Miss Shiraishi's case, it felt more like she was trying to avoid remembering the scariest moments. In Kosuke's case, either he doesn't truly understand what's too much for other people or he doesn't want to scare me. But he did ask me if I find him intimidating. Isn't that a bit of a paradox? This is the first time I've tried so hard to understand a human. It's more difficult than I thought. Anyway, loyalty. That's what he... Oh, it's a test. I rest my head on his lap and smile. I am me, Kosuke. I'm not your parents. I like being with you. His face crumples and he looks away, embarrassed and sad. His fear shrinks. I gently hold his hand. So you're ready to face them with me? He nods, pulls me up and hugs me tightly. I feel something wet on my shoulder. Is he crying? I pat his back and smile. I will gladly take over your heart, my little hunting dog. On our next day off, we visit his parents. They live in a house built in a Japanese style, complete with its own little garden. Outside, they have a car and some bicycles, probably from when Kosuke and his siblings were younger and still lived at home. Welcome. I've brought some sweets as a polite gesture to his parents. I notice they exchange nervous looks when Kosuke approaches them, but they soon act like they're happy to see him. They continue to act polite and welcoming, but the tension doesn't quite leave. Just when I thought we would sit together to eat the sweets with tea, Kosuke turns to me. I'm going to have a longer talk with my parents and catch up with them. You can wait in my old room. I lower my voice. I came all the way to your parents' house. Home. There's no meaning if I leave you now. He gives me a genuine smile. It's alright, we just need to discuss some things. Left with no other choice, I follow him to his old room on the second floor. His room has wooden support beams on the walls and tatami mats on the floor. On them stands a single bed with a wooden frame on the left and a polished wooden study desk with high school math books in the right corner. Some open shelves stand near the door with little gadgets like an older handheld game console resting on them. Next to them are old game cartridges and manga volumes neatly organized. Two sliding doors on one wall indicate a built-in closet. Maybe it's an old one in which you can store a futon or a newer one to hang clothes in. Sit wherever you like. You can read some manga if you want. I have the old classic Dash Dunk. I'll be right back. Now what should I look at? His high school uniform is some neat, preppy looking clothes. He must have liked looking clean cut and neat even back then. What's this? When I look inside, I tense up. There's a small animal skull slightly covered by a small piece of fabric, like it was put to bed. Next to it are colorful pens, an old tamapochi, and other small things a child or teenager would treasure. But they seem all over the place, as if they're for multiple children with various preferences. Wait, is that a cleanly ripped out fingernail? What are you doing there? Before I can turn around, I feel Kosuke's hand digging into my shoulder. It's rude to dig into something hidden inside someone's home, don't you think?